I lived. Hi. Hi. Hello. Hi. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yes, it has been way too long. Way too long, admittedly. A whole month since I made a video. Well, I did move, to be fair. And I was slightly overwhelmed after the move and didn't really have a topic. And I wasn't done with the script for the next video yet. I am done with that now. But that's not what this video about. The problem with unedited footage is that even if I want to make some jokes, if I mess it up, all the footage is going in there. So yeah, it's not a topic I want to talk about. If you read the thumbnail or the description, if you read the title or the thumbnail, you will have noticed a very specific thing there. Said thing, hold on, let me just hide this for a second, is Nimona. This is a video about Nimona, the animated movie that I have watched twice now and which has made me cry both times I've watched it in the exact same spots. And it made me cry twice in those spots. So, yeah, you should go watch it. It's on Netflix. I won't tell you to go watch it on Netflix because, I don't think I've made my stance on Netflix quite clear yet, but my stance is I'm not giving them any fucking money. The people that want comedy specials from transphobes can give it money, but they're not getting any of my money. Yeah, the comedy special transphobes are paying for Nimona for the queer cartoons, not me. They have way too much to make up for before I pay. Anyways, Nimona. Animated movie, originally being produced by Blue Sky Studios, the people behind the Ice Age series, who were part of Fox. Fox got bought by Disney, turning them into 20th Century Studios. And Disney was like, no, fuck you, we're not gonna make Nimona. Then Annapurna, the video game publishers of all people, yeah, surprised as myself. I was like, I'm looking at the credits, I see the Annapurna logo, I think, wait, isn't that the video games people? So those people show up and are like, hey, we're gonna finish the movie. Netflix, you wanna get in there? You wanna help us publish that? And Netflix is like, yeah, sure, we'll publish this animated movie, and so they do. Nimona is a lovely film. It is based on a webcomic turned graphic novel. A webcomic by N.D. Stevenson, who you might know for his previous work on Shira and the Princesses of Power. And if you're stumped by, wait, his work? Well, yeah, back in 2022, Andy Stevenson came out as a trans man. He uses he, him pronouns. There was a brief period where he was any pronouns. It's he, him, he's a dude. He's so much a dude, he picked the name Nate. Of all the fucking names, he went for Nate. Like, cool, you get to keep the initials, but did it have to be Nate? Ah, with that, um, a brief summary of the production out of the way. What's Nimona about? So there's this kingdom, and the kingdom has a force of knights, and one of those knights gets framed as a villain, and this little gremlin force of nature, who is a girl and also not a girl, and also a girl and also a shark, and basically anything she wants to be, named Nimona, shows up and is like, hey, you're being a villain now. I want to be your sidekick. And Ballister, the name of the knight, is like, sure, do whatever you want. I'll try to clear my name. I haven't read the graphic novel myself or the webcomic, which I should, but it's been a while and stuff's harder to find nowadays. I don't know if I have to pay money for the comic to get the whole story, but I could just watch this movie and get a pretty clear image and get a lot of the themes from the story from the movie, a lot of queer themes because Ballister's a gay dude, just unambiguously, he's a gay dude. He's got a boyfriend. The boyfriend chopped his arm off because reasons. The boyfriend's not actually an asshole, he was just being an idiot in that moment. So if you have not watched Nimona yet, I suggest you go watch it because this is the part where I tell you why it made me cry so hard. And for that, I need more spoilers. So, Nimona is 1,000 years old. She is a force of nature, quite literally. No, but her shapeshifting powers are not explained at all. She just exists. It's just what she is. And 1,000 years ago, at least in the movie, don't know if in the graphic novel, that's something I'd have to check on. She made friends with a human girl named Glorith, and she felt comfortable enough to show Glorith all of herself, all her forms. Unfortunately, Glorith's little village, well, they considered Nimona a monster and attacked her, which made her sad, made her depressed, made her start pushing everybody away. And Glorith picked up a wooden sword, said a line that became religion for the small village. And Nimona fucked off for 1,000 years. Until this happened, until Ballister showed up and was framed for the murder of the queen. At the part of the movie, the scenes that hit me happen, their names have kind of been cleared, but then been uncleared, and Ballister says some very hurtful things to Nimona about her being a monster, about her possibly manipulating him because she did not want to be alone in being perceived as a villain. So she framed him as one as well, which she didn't do. She didn't do. Sure, she was lonely, but she didn't do that. If you pay attention to the movie, even though she talks about murdering people and maiming them, uh, yeah, the most she does is munch a dude's arm to the point he has to wear a cast as an otter. She never kills people or does them serious harm ever in the film, but she's framed as a villain because of her powers, because of who she is. She's queer in many ways. Textually, she's often a girl that dressed as a punk, but she can shapeshift, and it hurts her if she can't shapeshift. The way it hurts when you can't transition, when you have to hide yourself away. I wouldn't literally die, but I sure as hell wouldn't be living, is how Nimona puts it when Ballister actually asks about her shapeshifting, about what would happen if she stopped shapeshifting, if she just stayed in a singular form. So after all that bonding, all of that, she walks up to the well where her and Glorith met, and we get an extended flashback sequence. After which, the trauma hits her so much that she transforms into this huge kaiju that's covered in shade. But if you look at her design, it's light buried in shadow. It's the inner light, the true self that's being buried underneath the shadow, underneath all those layers from people smearing her, considering her a monster when she's not that. And she begins marching on the city. Not to destroy the city, to destroy herself. The movie depicts a teenager visually, somewhat textually, attempting suicide by getting impaled on a statue of the girl that originally hurt her so much, that stabbed her through the heart metaphorically. Now her effigy was to stab her literally. Nimona puts it earlier in the movie. A little girl that she saves in the scene where the version of her as a dragon appears. That's well, I chose the dragon scene because my girlfriend is a dragon and the dragon version is baby, but it's also a very crucial scene because she uses her dragon form to save a little girl, and this little girl still grabs a sword, aims it at her, and goes monster with fear in her eyes. Nimona puts it best. Kids are taught that they can be heroes if they pick up a sword and kill anything that's different from them. And I'm the monster? Everybody wants to run a sword through my heart, and the worst part is sometimes I think that I should just let them. That really hits as a trans person in the current day. In the Czech Republic, I'm fine, but the internet, unfortunately, is American. Everything that happens in America impacts the internet, including the sort of stuff that's shared online. So I know all that's happening in the United States in regards to trans people, and it hurts. It hurts to see, and sometimes you just think, is there a reason to keep going? Is there a point? Maybe they should just run a sword through my heart. So that was one scene that made me cry, not because Nimona does it, but because Ballister shows up. He touches the part where she is in the kaiju, her heart, the bright glowing spot, and he says, I see you. An older queer person recognizing a younger queer person that's hurting and offering them recognition, shelter, family, community, letting them know, hey, I am here for you, whatever you need. You don't have to be alone anymore. That hit hard. And then that does not last. The director, the main villain in the story, a representation of the status quo, somebody attempting to keep the status quo, to the point she'd murder the queen and frame Ballister for it so that he could not join the knight's ranks, so that he could not rise above his station, because that to her was the first crack in the wall, and the more cracks there are, well, at some point the wall will crumble and the danger from outside will go in. So Nimona, who shifted back to her teenage girl self, goes off as a phoenix. That's the best way to describe her, as a glowing phoenix in her iconic shade of reddish pink. Difficult to describe her color, but admittedly, the floor is there is kind of her color, right? That's Nimona's color. She sacrifices herself for the city, and we get a short time skip. The city has adapted. The walls open. People are going in and out, exploring the world around them, learning more. And there's a memorial wall for Nimona. And besides the little doodle there, that's exactly Nate's art. Is exactly how it was in the webcomic and the graphic novel. There is a little piece of paper that says "We love Nimona," and you can hear me. I'm choking up. I'm tearing up. She's loved in death more than she got to be loved in life. Because now she gets recognized as herself as the hero she was, not as the monster everybody thought of her. Growing up, I was lonely enough, felt ostracized enough that I figured a possible experiment. I was passively suicidal. I did not have it in me to try and take my life, but I would not have minded my life being taken away. So, the idea in my head was that I would fake my death. I would fake my death, and with that, I'd have a spy tell me how my classmates reacted, if any of them actually missed me, if any of them truly cared for me. Because I couldn't ask them, they all pushed me away already. I couldn't be the one to ask, I had to be the one approached, I had to be the one invited into friend groups, so that thought came into my head. How would people react when I'm gone? Would they miss me? Would they mourn me? Would they be actually happy that I'm gone? That I'm dead from this world? There's a lot of people that would be happy I'm gone, but I will not give those people the satisfaction of taking my own life. As I like to say, kill me yourself, coward. Nevertheless, that's part of why those scenes resonated with me so hard, and why Nimona made me cry in those scenes. I'm sure it'll make me cry again the next time I watch it. Besides all that, it's a gorgeously animated movie. The shaders they use are fun. It's the shading's basically gone. It's flat, but not exactly. They feel like flat illustrations without shading, flat colors, like in the comic itself, but not really, because there is very subtle shading. It's just the shader that they use for the characters. Then, the lighting, the highlights, it's all there, making them look really pretty. And the animation, the voice cast is amazing. Riz Ahmed's massive fucking googly eyes. That man is made. His character is made to look like the saddest little meow meow, and he sounds it as well. It's like, stop looking at me with them big ol' eyes, and he doesn't, because he can't give up those big ol' eyes. Nimona's shapeshifting is fun, and just the queerness of the setting of the world. It's good, the casualness of it all. You should go watch Nimona. You might not cry from it the way I did, but if you are queer like me, if you're trans like me, it will resonate with you in many ways. If it doesn't, well, you're not paying me to go watch it, you're paying Netflix to go watch it, if you're paying at all. You should get the movie in the way Nimona would support textually. Even if Nate was like, hey, watch the movie on Netflix and give it 2 thumbs up, double thumbs up, so that Netflix actually makes more queer cartoons. Is there more to say? I think that's it for Nimona. I think that's it for me talking about Nimona today. The next video is gonna be about Code Vein. I don't have one planned for August. I'll think of something for August, don't worry. Now that I moved in, now that I have quality internet, now that my headset's working fine, I just have no reason not to make more videos, not to record more stuff, and you all know how I'm doing. So I do hope you enjoyed this video at least a little bit. I want to thank my wonderful patrons. I want to thank my 10 and up patrons, Aurora, Kylie the Healer Witch, and Ginger. I'm gonna thank all of those. You can join them by following the link in the description below. I'd appreciate it greatly, because although I have a job now, I'd prefer not to have a job, admittedly. I'd prefer for this to be my job. But for that, I need to reach at least 600 a month to cover rent. So, let's get that, right? Let's get me to 750 a month on Patreon. That's the next goal. If we get me to 750 a month, I can quit my job and do this full time. And if I do that, well, I'll make videos about Metroid and play the less liked ones. Federation Force sounds fine, but other M's gonna be a hassle. Thanks for watching, and bye. Oh, actually, now I can go bye because why the fuck did the OVR toolkit? Why'd you go all the way over there? Okay, now I can say bye. Bye.